The way that it is.
Come on up, Tori.
I thought we were doing this one at a time.
No, it's...
We're going to suck together today.
Yeah.
I was content.
This is a group. This is all group stuff. Okay. So what we're going to be going over today, the drills, is what we call the slow ride, where you're going to be going from this set of cones straight down to that set. You're going to be pedaling, but you're going to be going as slow as you possibly can without falling over. This is to work on some of that balance and stabilization. And by the way, I'm going to demonstrate everything for you guys before I have you guys do it. Okay. The next is going to be cornering, which you can kind of see the cone set up over here. And you're going to go into the turn on the right hand side. You're going to turn around that middle cone, and then right back out. The cones that are around it is your boundary. So on like triathlons and some bike races where they have a 180-degree turn, those outside cones are the limit cones, meaning that if you go outside it, there might be a curb, there might be a wall. So yeah, there could be a person. So we're going to do the 180, and we're also going to do a 90-degree turn, and I'll arrange the cones after that. We're going to do...
Hold on, I can turn now. I'm going down. Stop, you got this.
Positivity. Think positive. The moment you say you can't do it, you're not going to do it. Okay. So and then we're going to do the slalom. So I'm going to rearrange the cones so you're kind of just weaving in and out of the cones. That's to help with if there's like obstacles on the road. Okay. You can kind of swerve out of the way or in between them without having to come to a complete stop. We're going to do the offset slalom as well as the figure 8. Those are fun. And next, you can kind of see the sports bottles over there. We're going to practice handing water bottles off. So if sand comes up, we're going to do it in pairs where there will be one person here, and then probably at that we'll skip a white parking line and on to the next there'll be another person with a water bottle, so that if you miss one you can still grab the other one. And then we're going to practice some looking back where you're riding and you do a quick look back like this, or sometimes people will look like that. But you have to be able to look backwards while maintaining your stability. And then last but not least is the ankle grabs. Yep, so especially in the sport of triathlon, when you're approaching the bike dismount, a lot of people will undo their straps to their shoes and put their shoes up on top of the pedals, so that when they get off the bike they don't have to worry about their shoes and do the tap dance all the way to where they have to go. So, any questions?
No questions. You'll see. I don't clip or unclip all that well, but you'll discover that very quickly.
Okay, so let me grab my bike and put on my...
Well, you know, I got these clips because they were carbon, and I had my bike, but I'm like, oh, these are fabulous. Right, but you know, it is what it is. I better get used to it.
Yep, so just from where you guys are, you just start riding your bike, and you want to try to maintain a straight line as much as possible. And then you'll just circle back around here. But when you get to the other side, just do a nice big turn and then do the same thing coming back. Okay. So we'll just have Lori go first.
You want me clipped in, right?
Yep.
All right.
And then about 15 seconds after Lori goes, Tori, you can go.
Okay. Ready?
Yep.
Let's do this up for one.
Remember, as slow as possible without falling over. You got to keep pedaling too. pedal, Tori. Even if that means switching up to a smaller or a larger gear. So do a big loop at the very end so that you come right back down here.
Got it. Okay. We'll do that again.
Yep. If it's too so that you can keep pedaling, then go ahead and do it.
To a bigger gear.
Yep, so that big sprocket on your back should be in the biggest gear. So switch your gears, Tori, so that you can spin it, so that you can keep pedaling the entire time. You got to change your gears, Lori.
Again?
Yep. So when you get back here, you can see where my chain is in the back. It should be on this,
On the very
biggest one. You too, Tori. Stop. Okay, you see this big gear in the very back? That's what your chain should be on.
I see.
So change your gearing. Yep, keep pedaling. Okay.
So I'm still not right here, huh?
Nope. Yeah, keep going so that it's in the big one. Okay. Go ahead and stop, Lori. Stop, stop, stop. Okay, you see this big gear back there? That's what your chain should be on.
I can't shift anymore. So I wonder if I put it on wrong. Oh, I guess I can't. Oh, I can. Okay, it's me.
Yeah, so hold up, stop before you take it. Sorry.
No, you're fine.
Well, you got one more.
I didn't
Actually,
know it can go back.
It needs to be adjusted because you got one more gear back here.
Right.
And the shifter won't go any farther, so you have to...
You know what? It's because I took it off the trainer this morning, and I bet you didn't put it on correctly. Wouldn't that do it, honestly?
But it shouldn't matter, to be honest.
Okay.
I would take it to a bike shop.
Okay. I plan to do that before the race anyhow, just get a tune-up.
Yeah, so that'll work fine. So now it's try to pedal as slow as possible. Right? You should almost feel to a speed to where if you go any slower, you're going to fall right over. So you're kind of riding that line.
Great. Fabulous. All right.
Okay, so go ahead and just hold out right over here for right now because we're going to do the turn. Okay, so how we do these turns here is we don't try to turn around the center cone. We use that as a turning point. We want to try to make our turns as wide as we can. So there's two ways that I go about this on race day. Is I avoid trying to get as close to that cone as possible, because there's going to be other people who are going to try to cut it. So you don't want to get hit, because if they go down, you don't want to go down. So take your turns nice and wide, and you want to try to hold the line that you're turning as much as possible. So if you're on the far right hand side, you want to make sure you stick to that far right hand side the entire time. You don't want to cut it too close and come out on the left side. So I'll show you how this turn is done. So you're going to slow down, you're going to lean, and look.
Okay.
So I'll show you again. So you're going to just slow down and you start to turn and lean. The hard part mentally is telling yourself to look. Because if you're looking down and trying to turn, you're gonna get all unstable. So once you get here and lean, then you just at where you want to go, and your body kind of does everything else.
Okay.
You need me to show you again? Okay, so line it up. Who's going to go first this time? Tori? Okay, Lori, wait to go till Tori's completely done with the turn. No, it's okay. Good, good. Some of them, yeah.
Some of them?
I'm as in. Okay, Lori, when you're turning, you should be looking at me.
Looking at you. Okay.
You're looking. And when you're in for the turn, you need to be on this side of this parking line.
Oh.
Start leaning, there you go, start looking at me, and then you go. So when you're approaching fast and you're in a really hard gear,
Right.
downshift
Okay.
and start pumping the brakes, and then once you turn and you're straight, then start to slowly shift back up.
Oh, it is easier when I look at you.
Yep. You just start leaning and then turn and look, and your body is going to do what it has to do to make sure that you're coming in this direction. I know it's things start to click. So hold that line, turn, and when you're at the halfway point of the turn, which is about here, start to slowly pedal.
Okay. It almost looks like natural to do that anyway.
Yep. So now we'll do the 90-degree turn. "90-degree turns, the same thing, except you don't have to turn. So I'm not going to demonstrate this one on my bike, but you come in the same way as you were doing the 180. You just hold that line, except going that way, just go straight. Yep, what you don't try to clip this corner, because there's going to be a lot of people trying to do that. And what happens when you do that, or try to apex this turn, is you have to lean more, and if you're not stable enough on the bike, you can come crashing down. So it's, yep, starting out, it's best just to take it nice and easy. So you start slowing down, and then halfway through, start pedaling to pick speed back up.
Okay.
Okay, how are you guys feeling so far?
I'm feeling good on
Better.
me,
Thank you.
Good.
Alright.
Sam just finished probably his marathon for Saturday.
Him and his push-ups. You okay, Lori?
I'm just looking for water.
Oh, okay.
She can take her bike and go home. She's done with you. She's had all the Chris Holly shit she could have over one day.
Right?
I have to get this a lot of my sisters because Sam's coming and I have to behave. Because I still feel mildly guilty that I tortured the crap out of him for 2 days at Ragnar. I'm just higher over now.
Oh, that's good.
And we had Marty Schotten, myself, John Bowles, Chris, and Hello.
Yeah, it was quite the experience.
It wasn't until like a week afterwards that I'm like, because Marty and I were like two jackasses, just feeding off of each other for 36 hours. And the greener I got, more and more. Like, do you remember when
Okay, come on up.
he goes, how fast are you gonna run this? And I'm like, very effing slow.
Yep. Okay, so I've got the cone set up for the slalom.
Okay.
Very self-explanatory. You weave in and out. We're going to do this quite a bit of time, so don't worry about trying to hit the cones. Just work on trying to maintain somewhat of a reasonable distance going in between the cones so that you're not like this the entire time.
That was my whole plan.
It should be more like this.
Okay.
So Lori can go first this time.
Okay.
And Tori, after about 15 seconds, follow Lori. Lori and Tori. Say that like 18 times fast. Okay, maybe I should have said like 10 seconds.
Sorry.
That's okay.
I'm not paying attention.
Well, this time just come right back around here.
Oh man!
Okay, Tori, when you come back, just come back on one of the sides.
Okay.
So we're gonna do nice circles.
All right.
Fine.
Yep. Now, when you're doing this, you should be pedaling. Everything is pedal, 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 unless you're standing still. Okay, Tori, everything is pedal, pedal, pedal. There's no coasting. Nope, you're gonna come back this way. So, Lori screwed it up. Yep, so to make things easier on this is go ahead and exit the parking lot area, ride back through here,
Okay.
and then we'll start another loop.
Okay.
Because I'm gonna add another cone down there. How are you guys doing? Yeah, they're a little bit closer now.
Yeah, we noticed.
Yep, so as they get closer together, you have to try to get closer to the cones. Okay, Lori, so when you're doing this, don't look down at the cones. You want to stay looking forward so that you're doing the majority of the turn with your body.
Ah, okay. Don't look down. Okay, Tori, you can go ahead and stop. Okay, so as you guys were doing that, what did you find as the cones got closer?
It's harder to pedal your way through them, and
Also, as they get closer, if you take them too wide,
yeah, you miss the next one.
you start to get unstable going back to them. So this is the offset one, and we're going to start going this direction, so we'll turn off that cone and just weave back and forth.
Sam is lost. How do you not know which? Yeah, thanks.
So here, and then turn. That one's a little harder. Don't try to speed through it.
We're like, oh god.
It's going to be harder on a tri-bike than a road bike.
Okay.
Just how the bikes are designed. The tri-bikes are made to go fast and straight.
Okay.
Road bikes are made to be a little bit more maneuverable. So, yep. So this one, it's all about staying upright and maintaining control of your turns.
Okay.
Ready to go?
Well, who went? It's Tori's turn to go first.
Am I doing this right?
Were you not watching me do it?
Which way?
No, you were talking, weren't you?
Yes, I was. I just followed you. How about that?
How you holding up?
Good.
Good.
Have I told you or anything else?
What are you doing?
Just looking at my phone to see if we can find sale.
Oh.
Right.
GPS, baby. If I can find it from San Diego.
Yeah, I hear ya. This was the guy that got us last at Ragnar though, Coach. And we parked in the wrong parking lot, remember?
Touche.
In the middle of the night, grumpy as hell.
How you doing, Lori?
I don't want to run you over, so be forewarned.
How you holding up?
Good, why?
Good.
Why do you keep asking that?
Because it's part of being a coach. It helps with presence and holding back any type of apprehension. Interesting. Okay, go ahead and do this one more time, and when you're done, wait back here.
All right.
Okay, Tori, after you're done with this one, wait back here.
Okay. How do I keep my feet out of my tires?
Shoes will help.
I kind of knew that was coming.
Okay, if you have any bottles in your bottle cage, take them out. Are you keeping all of your water on the back there?
I know I have something here for
Okay.
here and back here.
We might need to talk about your water system or your hydration going into the race.
I'm open for it because let me tell you, you're trying to reach back here. These gorilla cages don't let go of the bottles very easily.
Nope. So, who wants to go first this time? We're going to be grabbing the bottles out of people's hands.
I'll go first.
Okay, Tori, go ahead and put your bike over there because you're going to help hand out the bottle.
So the aid station will always be on my right side.
Yep.
Okay, that's good because I steer better with my left.
So, how bottle exchanges work is that it'll be some volunteer, sometimes they're a kid, sometimes they're somebody nice and tall, but they should always be holding the bottle out either by the bottom or by the top, never in the middle, because that's where we want to grab the water bottle. So, as like if Tori's holding the bottle out, go ahead and just hold that out, is when you're coming in, now you're going to hold it out this way. When you're coming in, you'll see an entire line of people, whether it be at a bike race that might have a table out with people handing stuff out. But as you're coming in, you're going to have to slow down. You have to be very cautious of everybody around you. And so what I like to do is I'll pick a volunteer, like one or two people down, and I'll point to that person so that they know, hey, I'm coming to you. So that way they know, and they'll try to meet you. So as you're coming in, you try to hold out your hand as good as you can. And the hard part is actually when the bottle hits, grasp the bottle. Right. What a lot of people will do is they won't close their hands fast enough and the bottles just go all over. So you do have to watch out for the grenades, as I like to call them.
Okay.
He made it.
Hey guys,
He made it.
a time management class.
It's the direction class.
How you guys doing?
Good. We're going over grabbing the water bottles out of people's hands now.
Nice. Your timing is
perfect.
Good to see you, man.
Likewise.
The Ragnar. So
Yeah.
I'm tracking you
How are you, sir?
on like Facebook and whatnot.
Sam, this is Lori.
Hi, Lori. Sam. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you as well.
Yep. So if you miss the bottle and it goes somewhere else, don't worry about it. That's not your responsibility. That's the volunteer's responsibility. All you do is keep going forward, or should you decide that, hey, you want to stop, just keep pulling off. If the aid station's on your left, pull out to your left, because sometimes it'll be on the left. And if it's on your right, just keep pulling off to your right. If you're coming to a stop, you want to be completely out of the way of somebody behind you, because you don't want to get hit from behind. I've seen it way too much and been a victim of it myself.
I don't want to be hit. I don't want to hit anybody.
So we're going to actually do this on both sides. So first we're going to practice handing the bottle off as if the aid station was on the left, and then we're going to swap things over and practice on the right. So, any questions so far?
Nope.
Okay. Sam, do you have any questions?
I have no idea what you're doing, but I guess it's like a triathlon thing, or
Well, what we're doing, we're just practicing handing off sports bottles. Because when you're out riding, some rides will have a place where you can actually stop. Some places will just have a table with people handing you stuff. So the goal here is to be able to not have to come to a complete stop to get it, like a bike bottle or anything else. So you can keep going, you can grab whatever the person's holding and keep riding.
Gotcha. All right.
Okay, here's your. You can stand right here at the end of that parking line. With your bottles.
And clipped in sometimes.
Okay, so the mine set up, definitely, and how Tori's got the cages down here, easier. So we're gonna move. Up here.
Is the clipless ones right there? Clipless shoes?
Yeah.
How you like?
I like them. I can't go back to the platform shoes.
You know, I literally, this is the second time riding it ever.
Oh wow, very cool.
So when I heard about the class, I'm like, yeah, it's probably for me.
Yeah, so go ahead and unclip and hold your bike up because I'm going to have you. Hand me that water bottle.
I suppose you want me to do that while
No. I'm just going to collect the bottle at the end. Here. Forget to put the bottle that they can it. She just likes
Congratulations on the Ironman you did just like
oh,
so ago, right?
Santa Cruz? Yeah, that was a tough one. Tough not being able to run, that's for sure.
You didn't run it? Or?
No, I haven't been able to run because my right hip was so rotated forward to where my foot was 2 inches longer.
Oh wow.
And it hurt to run, it hurt to walk, and I did a swim, I threw down a killer bike split, and ended up having to walk most of that half.
Wow.
So.
I did the St. George Marathon
I'm not going to run into you today.
You're not going to run into me, you're not going to hurt me.
Did you not?
Keep.
Indeed you do.
Alright, so go ahead and grab your bottles and move over here. Yep. See at the end of that parking line. Yep. So the person who's up in front here, if it looks like they keep going to you, just move the bottle.
chance to get everybody else.
Yep. Okay.
In a triathlon, you'll just like toss your bottle out and they'll give you another one?
Ways. Water that they give you is in like the bottles that you buy from the store. In those bottles you can toss right before the aid station and they'll give you another one and then you can keep tossing those. Some people toss their actual bike bottles. It's totally up to you.
But would you, I guess it wouldn't make any sense to take that bottle and put it in here because then you still have an empty bottle.
Everybody's strategy with that differs.
Ecologically sound and still going to waste a plastic bottle.
Yeah, some people are very like picky with stuff. The way that works best for me is I will have a bike bottle with all my nutrition in it. I will have, since I go low carb, my one bottle of nutrition will last me about 3 hours. And then I'll have another bottle with my amino acids and salt electrolyte stuff. And I don't mix them because the two flavors clash. But
Tried it before.
I have. I've tried it and wanted to just quit my ride, but it sucked. And then in my aero bars is an open cage where I'll actually have the water bottles so that it's quickly available. Some people will put all their nutrition in like a front container that's kind of mounted to the bike so that when they grab the water bottle, they just slam it in that container really fast and dish it to the side. I'm not coordinated enough to do that while riding, so I've just like, oh, that's not my gig. And some people will have multiple powders and stuff so that when they do come into the aid station, they actually have to stop, mix their stuff, and then go. So it's very personal.
Do that like at the bike special needs bag is when you would add more of your nutrition?
So bike special needs, what you do is you mix a complete other set of your bike bottles. And then you have everything mixed in there. So when you get into your special needs, you grab the new bottles, give them the old bottles, and you're gone.
Okay.
Yep.
It's down to a science.
Yeah, so we'll talk more about that a little bit later. So now, Tori's off her bike, and Sam will be on his bike. And like I told Sam, if you're up front here, and you see the person, you notice the person's coming to you quite often, move the bike bottle so that they can't grab it. So why don't you take the front here?
Oh, sorry. Ah, I tried to. You really got.
That is a cool looking bike.
Okay, so I'm gonna come around at my regular speed so you can kind of see what it's like. So be sure to tell Sam to go completely around. Nah.
If you miss that first one, you've got time to recover.
Yeah, they're generally like 10 to 15 people lined up.
So you miss one, you got several choices.
Yep, and the way that a lot of them will be laid out is that there'll be like water front, like sports nutrition, and then like chomp blocks or like some type of food. Then again followed by like a sports drink, and then water at the very end. So if you the waters at the front, you still have waters at the back and so forth.
That's what they did at the St. George Marathon. They had like little sections where some were Gatorade and some were water. Power.
Yep, so now it's Lori's turn for the bike.
Lori?
I went down, I'm like, crap, is my phone okay? Awesome, thank you. Toss it.
Car coming.
Name for it. It sounds Asian. It's like a CrossFit place.
No, Nicole, no. I go to CrossFit Yuma.
Back up.
And across from AEA.
First Avenue's right here.
No, that's First Street.
That's First Street.
Avenues, north
Okay,
and south.
just by First Avenue.
Yeah, no. So, on 16th Street and First Avenue, right there by the station.
Toss.
Yeah, but and let me tell you, not to be totally confused, but Joe Henry also has a basketball court that's up there right by my CrossFit.
Oh, that is.
Okay, so
That's on 22nd Street and about. East of 70.
I didn't realize that. That's a good question.
toss it to me and keep going.
Oh.
I can see it'd be a lot easier having this.
Yeah.
And let me ask you this, when they hand it to you, is it an actual like water bottle?
It'll be very similar to that with the sports top, and it'll already be open.
That was my next question.
All right, so go ahead and come back in, and you get to keep 2 bottles.
Keep 2?
Yep.
Evolution Multisport. You okay there, buddy?
Yeah.
A road raspberry there.
It's when it's from hitting the seat. It's fine. I've gone down and worse.
It's only a flesh wound.
When I looked back there, all I could think of was, wow, how am I going to explain this to Corinne? Hey, Coach went down, broke his ankle.
Right?
He's in Yuma. Don't worry.
YRMC.
So, Lori,
Great.
these 2 bottles are yours. So I'll put them by your car.
Oh, thank you.
You drive all the way out here just to do this class?
Yep.
Oh my gosh. 'Cause that's like 3 hours, isn't it? You're in San
Oh, I
Diego.
felt so bad. I'm like,
That's like
"Let's
2
go to
hours.
San Diego.
Well, here's how dumb I was, is I looked at it and I saw the 9 o'clock and I just thought it was 9. And then this morning I'm like, wow, that's right. And I looked at it again, it was says 8 to 9. I'm like, oh crap.
Okay, so next is the look backs. Just so that you can get a feel for maintaining stability while not looking straight ahead. So let me grab my bike. Okay, Sam, you might want to grab yours too. Sure. Tori, go ahead and get on yours.
My road bike was too big for me. I actually did a half Ironman on it, and it was the most horrible ride ever. I couldn't reach the brakes. I'm like, this is not a good thing.
No.
Give it to my
Didn't you do your first spread try on a beach cruiser?
No.
You had some kind of funky bike.
It was an old, like, steel bike.
Oh,
It was super old. I called it the tank.
but you finished.
Oh yeah.
Have it?
No. I gave it away. So we're going to look back on our left-hand side since when you're riding,
I think it's kind of easier to look, if you're sitting up like this, to look through your arm.
it's different for everybody. That's why it's important to at least try each one and see what's best for you. How you doing, Lori?
You know, if I was stable in Arrow, it doesn't be real easy. I'm just not stable in.
That's okay. The more that you ride in Arrow, the better you're going to be.
Now, as long as I'm not smelling under there, I'm fine. Just don't breathe in.
You could get the stinky note for smelling your armpit like that.
Okay, go ahead and wait here. Go ahead and wait here. And last but not least is just the ankle grabs.
Grab?
Yep, it's more for like, I've seen triathletes, but I haven't ever really seen a cyclist see a need to grab their shoe unless it's to adjust it. So what you want to do is, as you're riding, this is where it gets tricky,
I get a little tricky.
is as you're riding, you're going to reach down and just quickly grab your, like, brush your ankle for the most part. So I'll demonstrate here. Just like that. The shoe was supposed to stay though. So you want to wait to brush your ankle as your pedals on the upstroke and not the downstroke. So practice to each side, just touching your ankle. Okay, good, and stay. That about does it.
Oh, that was actually not as hard as what I thought it was going to be.
Yeah.
I was like, oh no, this is going to fall over.
I said that too. Like, if there's an outside chance I'm falling off my bike today, it'll be right now.
The only one who fell off their bike was me.
We kind of broke him.
Well, when I heard the crash, I'm like, all I could think about is, first of all, Corinne, let me explain. He's okay, but
It just over there. It is. There's like a little film of sand, and I almost fell over there.
Yeah, Sam, you missed a lot of the funner parts of cornering and
I wish I would
stuff.
have come earlier. If I the time management class, I'd been late for it. I tell you.
But any questions with anything that we've gone over or gone through? What about stuff that you would like to see more of?
I think the only thing I just need is practice.
Practice. Practice is the hardest part.
Yeah.
Awesome. So now we get a
Alright, guys,
ride.
we're doing a little selfie here. Chris, do you mind?
No.
Bring it on in.
I'm not usually a left-handed selfie guy, so
Okay.
We're left-handed.
Okay, you can touch her. That's right. It is pretty good. No, that one needs to be
perfect. Nice.
Fabulous. Hi.
Does anybody want to give a quick testimonial of the clinic?
Oh gosh, I'm sorry.
No?
Torture.